got their week 1 win, Stephen A., but it was a close call against the Browns. The defense stepped up when the offense floundered, only managing 7 yards in the second half. Cincinnati also benefited from a pair of missed kicks by Cleveland kicker as the Bengals hung on to win 17-16. Damian, was this Bengals win more encouraging or discouraging?
I mean, listen, it's discouraging. I know everyone's going to say, well, they got the divisional win on the road, but all that money you poured into your offense and all you got was 141 yards of total offense. Make no mistake about it. Cleveland should have won that game if they had any type of competent kicker for them. And so the Cincinnati Bengals did all this talk about, how they're going to go about preseason and all that. And that Cleveland Browns front got after Joe Burrow and company. Like it didn't look like things changed that much in week 1. Again, they got the win, but y'all got to do better than that. You got all this money on offense with the quarterback and the wide receivers over there. I need much more from Joe Burrow and company.
I'm not worried about it. I was not discouraged by the Bengals the Bengals win at all, because my God, in the first 2 games of the season over the last 6 years, that means 12 games, they were 1-11. Yeah. I have been on national television calling for an investigation into Zach Taylor and his coaching staff. What the hell are you doing in the offseason that you never have your team ready to play come regular season? It never happens. Yesterday, their offense was putrid. 141 total net yards of offense, their second lowest output in a win in franchise history. They were putrid. But we all know that when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals, we ain't got much to worry about their offense. It was an aberration. That's all. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, and the crew, we ain't got nothing to worry about with the Bengals offense. It was that horrid defense that we were concerned about. And the fact of the matter is they showed up and played considerably better than we thought they would. Now, Joe Flacco was quarterbacking, and I got that. And you don't look at the Cleveland Browns as being a juggernaut offensively. But since these defense was so awful, we thought a Pop Warner team could drop 30 on them. So the fact that they showed up yesterday and handled their business to some degree is cause for pause to have a little bit of faith in them, because I have zero concerns about an offense stewarded by Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase as your primary weapon. I have zero concerns about the Bengals offense. It was just an aberration week 1.
Cam, where are you on this?
You're not going to make me feel bad for winning. And I've heard this many, many times in the NFL. I would prefer an ugly win rather than a pretty loss. I'll say it again. I would prefer an ugly win rather than a pretty loss. At the end of the day, when you're talking about a divisional opponent, it counts for 2. And a lot of teams are suffering from a divisional loss. And the Cincinnati Bengals have shown time and time again, they are a mid-season, late-season type of team. So to find a way to win, now, granted, if they had a better kicker, I mean, you could put Damian back there to kick a field goal. He would have been better at that rather than old boy. But at the same time, when you're thinking about Joe Burrow, the last thing that you're going to worry about is having the ability to produce offense. And I think the Cleveland Browns are a better team than we're giving them credit for. They just have to find ways to win. There was also another saying that they said, good teams find ways to win and bad teams find ways to lose. And Cleveland Browns, you guys definitely found a way to lose that game. Yes.
To end the game, Cincinnati closed it out with an interception, turnover on downs, punt, missed field goal, and a final interception by DJ Turner. That's what happened with Cincinnati. That's what Cincinnati's defense did yesterday. Offensively, are we really going to sit here and act like there's a reason for concern when Jamar Chase and T. Higgins combined for 5 catches on 59 yards? We really think that's going to happen to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins again? We know better. Thank God they had a victory to start off the season. Thank God.
Where are you at now after week 1 with the AFC North?
It's still Baltimore. Like, Baltimore is a team to beat. Baltimore, listen, as discouraging it was to lose that game to the Buffalo Bills last night, make no mistake about it, Baltimore still got a top 2 roster. They got arguably the best quarterback in the league. You got a Hall of Famer in Derrick Henry in the backfield. Like, Baltimore is going to be just fine. I think last night's game just determined which route Baltimore is going to go in the playoffs ultimately.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we follow hard-hitting stories here on First Take, and in case anyone was concerned, Dan Orlovsky boarded his plane early. He looked stressed, but he did board early. He still had his tie on. He did miss his segment. His AirPods clearly still in. And his seat, it's 4F, so that's first class.
All right.
Again, I told you it's ESPN's dime. Of course, it's first class.
Well, I was just saying, if anything, understand. I want everybody to understand the magnitude. And I want Cam.
His face.
I want Cam because I know that Cam is. Yeah, he's looking all serious, frowning and all this. What the hell's wrong with him? But here's the deal. I want you to understand this, Cam. If Dan Orlovsky, for any reason, had to come out of his pocket for $10. That brother would have sat in coach first.
Yeah.
That's how pathetic he is. That's how pathetic he is. I'm telling you what I know.
Go ahead.
This is what I have the question about this situation with Dan Orlovsky. Over under, it took him 10 pictures to decide on if that's the picture that he's going to send to ESPN for this particular shot right here, because my man looking GQ, my man looking, Vogue-esque or centerfold-esque. I see you, Danny O.
I wouldn't say GQ
the
right there.
brow. That's his sexy face.
Really?
Yeah, I think
that's what you're going to say. You're going to say that on national television.
That's what Cam is alluding to.
You're going to say that on national television.
He's saying he had to do a couple to send
that
sexy
look
face.
by Dan Orlovsky was sexy. You sure you want to stick
Oh
that?
my God! Why are you making it like
Dan Orlovsky?
I'm saying that is his. No, that is Dan's sexy face. That's what I'm saying. He did the furrow brow, and that's what happened. Yeah, he was serious. Game face.
Squinting the
eyes.
You
know what I'm talking about.
Squinting.
Yeah.
Oh
Man, Molly, no need for explanation. I see what you got. Danny O is over there with the squinting eyes. You know what I'm saying? He got the salt and pepper look with the chin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The abbreviated tie, a little slack on that. I see what you tried to do.
By the way, where the hell is he going anyway? He going to Chicago?
I'm assuming Chicago for Monday Night Football.
Well, with him, you never know.
Which we're going to talk about that game.
You never know with him. You never know with him.
All right, coming up, how about the Colts? Routed the Dolphins in impressive fashion yesterday. You don't want to miss essay going off about Miami's
that story ain't about the Colts.
And my poor Giants. They're about as good as they were last year. We have a lot to talk about. Should they start the rookie? We'll get into it.